All right, we should be live. So, Charlotte, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Sorry. Hold on a second. Hello,
Okay. Hi.
everyone. My name is Audrey Hamilton. I am the entrepreneurial assistant. Tonight we are having a Q&A with Charlotte Dzuba, and I'm super excited to have her. As you guys can tell, I already started asking her questions before I even gave the introduction. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. That's why I haven't been able to do these Q&As for the last few weeks. So I'm still coughing a little bit. My voice is just healing. So I'm sorry if you guys see me coughing and stuff like that. We will get past this and everything. So now, Charlotte, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Charlotte, and I am the oldest of four children. And I have a few nieces and a bunch of nephews. And I have several online businesses that I'm building currently, as well as working a full-time job.
Very, very cool. What do you do for your full-time job?
I'm actually in administration. I'm a third-party data clerk. So basically, I enter invoices so that companies can pay us for their product that they bought from us.
Nice. Very, very, very cool. If anyone has any questions for Charlotte, let us know. So what is your business about, Charlotte? I know you say you're an affiliate for a few different businesses, but you want to go into more detail about that?
Yeah, so I am a online marketer, I guess, social marketer for two different companies in the health and wellness niche. I'm also building my e-printables company on Etsy. I'm also a dog trainer, and I create crafts to sell under Char's Creations that I came up with about probably 8 years ago, because I like making things and you can't keep everything you make.
Okay, you gotta tell us what you craft.
Okay, so the main thing that I make is dream catchers, and I also make gemstone jewelry. I do a lot of smaller items as well for markets, because I feel there isn't a lot that children can buy at craft
Yeah.
shows. It just isn't, right? Like, you might have something that's like 20, 30 bucks. Well, a little kid's not going to have the money for that. So
Yeah.
I try to have stuff that's like $5, something quick that I can make that doesn't take me a lot of money to make it. And then it's something that a kid could buy mom and dad or their sibling. So I
Very
do a lot of
cool.
that as well. Yeah.
Nice. You got your Etsy shop up. I'm super duper happy about that. I've been waiting
Finally.
for you to come out with that, and I've heard you have bookmarks, and I love your bookmarks. They're really cute and really pretty, and you've done a really great job with them. So, what are you currently working on for your business? Anything exciting and new,
I'm
kind of,
actually
besides
currently, sorry?
besides your Etsy shop? I know your Etsy shop just kind of came up. So, what else is coming up that's new?
I am currently working on creating a dog training course for beginners. So basically,
Yay.
you just got your dog and you don't know what you're doing. Everyone starts like that. So I want to have like an online course, because not everybody has time to like go to and train for an hour a couple times a week. And that's what I did with my dog. Is I actually went to a trainer twice a week, and we trained with a trainer when I got her 9 years ago. But not everyone has that time.
Yeah,
But want a well-trained dog. So if you want your dog to be trained, you need to train your dog.
very cool. Sorry, I'm tagging a few people in this so that we're interested in watching this live. So just 1 second.
No worries.
I think that's everyone. I think that's everyone. So you want to tell us your story of how you got started? What came first, your wellness stuff, or what came first? How did you get started, and why are you passionate about what you do?
So my crafting business actually started, I've been crafting pretty much my whole life. I actually started with cross stitching, and then I moved into scrapbooking, which I still do. and I make some scrapbooking, like little books and stuff. And I've actually done books for people, like scrapbooks for them. And but that's on like need to, like, people will be like, hey, I need a book. And then I'll do one because they're not cheap, to be
Yeah.
honest. Well, because
Mhm.
I actually, I'm on the lower end. I only charge $10 a page. And I do 2-page spreads. So I can do a whole book for like $240. A lot of people charge more. I charge less if you bring me the scrapbook.
Okay, very cool.
So that was
Excellent.
what I started with first. And then I started working with paracord, and then I saw Dreamcatcher, and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. I bet I could make that. Watched a YouTube
I
video.
love dream catchers.
Yeah. I too. And then I just, from there, like, once I learned that first one, now I can do like a tree of life and hemp. It just kind of
Very
moved
cool.
it through kind of because I like that mystical side of things as well. So I like to build like those, like, and not everyone will want a dream catcher, but a wall hanging of a tree. I mean, because I like trees. So I went into that. And I have been training my dog since I got her. She's an expert trick dog. So dog training kind of like right in there at the same time that I've been crafting. So I just started last year actually training other people how to train their dogs. And that came to be because my dad ran into an old coworker at a campground with their little puppy. And they're like, and dad was talking about me and how well trained my dog is. And they're like, oh, we need her help. So he gave them my number. So I get a text message from a lady one day, this random lady.
Yeah.
Your told me to text you. I'm like, okay. And so I started helping her with her. Then he was about, I think, 8 or 9 months. He's a Shih Tzu, like cutest little thing, and smarter than, like, smart little bugger. So I don't train every week with him now because he's gonna be, he's older now. But we do sessions sometimes if something comes up and she's like, hey, I need some help with this. So I'll go over and I'll train. And every time they go away, he stays with me. So when he's with me, we just work on random things just because I train every day. So he just learns random stuff.
That's fine.
My dog does laundry, so
There you go. That's great.
Yeah.
I wish somebody did laundry. I hate laundry.
I know.
It's my favorite chore, honestly.
I have trouble bending over, so like my back is not the greatest. So I taught my dog to be my helper dog. That's what mom calls her. Like, she's not certified, but at home and if I'm out and about with her, yeah, she helps me. That's her job. And she's a border collie. So she needed a job.
There you go. There you go.
So with the crafting and then the dog training, about, I think 3 years ago, I started with one of my companies and I was doing really well. And it's a party base. So you do parties, and I was super nervous and I was like, I'm not sure about the party, but I love the products, like clean living products, because I couldn't clean with chemicals. So I was like, my sister's like, you need to try this because you can clean your house with no chemicals. And I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. And so that's how that came to be. And that was awesome. So I did that, and then COVID hit. So I had to move everything online and was doing online parties. But the problem is everybody and every company was doing that. And I think people got tired of going to multiple parties. So now I'm having trouble getting any parties. And with my back, that's harder. Like, I'm still talking about the product because I love it, but I haven't had any parties since last year. So it's been, like, I talk about it in my private group, and I'll share tips and stuff like that as well about the product, and on my YouTube and Instagram as well. But for the party part, I kind of like dialed, like, I'll get some customers who be like, hey, can I order this? And I'm like, sure, absolutely. Like, I'm still doing it, but I dialed it back when I started this new company. It would actually be on the 24th a year. And the reason I started that one is because with my back, I'm limited to the exercise that I can do. And my doctor's like, I want you to lose some weight because when you can't exercise, you're not very mobile, the weight packs on. And that was my problem. And I was 68 pounds overweight. And I was like, but I walked all the time and I did watch what I eat. And I was like, okay, well, I need a little help. And then I watched my friend lose 24 pounds after she had a baby. And I was like, oh, I want to try that stuff that you're trying. And since you share about it, and I like to talk about stuff I like, I'm just going to do what you do. So I joined her. I trained her. So
there you go.
Yeah, so that's still building as well. But I'm down 24 pounds and I think about 3 pant sizes. Because I tried on a pair of capris from last year. I had to get a belt because they were falling off.
There
I was
you
like,
go.
awesome.
Woo!
So I was like, because I wasn't very good at taking measurements because you don't want to use a scale because the scale is, you get,
Scale is brutal. The scale is brutal.
So the goal is for healthy living is you want to make some lifestyle changes. So if you're the type of person who has like a huge piece of cake every night, you might want to dial back if you're trying to lose weight. Don't eat the cake all, it's like it's in moderation. Like today I had some gluten-free cookies and that was part of my snack day. So I just kind of watched that. I know I don't know if the lady's on, but we had a question on our chat on the post where you're like, hey, we're going live. And she was asking about healthy food. So you want to do more greens, like veggies, fruit, that kind of thing. And like lean protein, like chicken, I like lean ground beef. If you like fish is very good for you. I'm not a fish lover. I don't like it. So stuff like that. Be careful with fried fruits. So you want to not have very much of that. Don't eat like an entire pizza every day. You know what I mean? Like, so you want to in moderation as well. I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I don't eat the store-bought salad dressings, which are like full of stuff like condiments, are like one of the worst things for you. I actually make my own and it's very healthier. So just stuff like that. So if she's on or she watches the replay, that's basically the healthy foods. If you want to know more, I'm sure we can put my link to reach out to me in the chat.
Yes.
And you can reach
your
out.
Your link is up above in the description for anyone that is wanting to work with you or anything, wanting to find out more. And then of course you guys are always welcome to message her. So you guys can just message her on Facebook here as well. But if you want to see what she offers or anything, click the link above. So
yeah. And then so if you want to know more about healthy foods or the supplements that I take, the link above will give you access to me, or you can just send me a DM on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram as well. That link should be in the link above as well. If not, I'll have to update that. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. I drink more water and I do intermittent fasting as well. Because your body takes about 12 hours to digest your food. So if you can do a 14 or 16-hour intermittent fasting, and you can have black coffee, by the way. If you like coffee, you can have black coffee while you're fasting. Most people, I don't like coffee, so I just drink a lot of water when I'm fasting, but it allows your body to start attacking your fat and using that for fuel after the 12 hours because it doesn't have any more food to digest. So it's like, okay, I'm going to attack this. And then it'll, that helps you lose weight. And drink a lot of water. Like most people think 8 cups is enough. Unless you're 100 pounds, 8 cups is not going to be enough. It's take your current weight, divide that in 2. And then that's how many ounces you need to drink. And there's 8 ounces in a cup. I learned that.
Oh boy. That's a lot of water for me.
It is. Me, I have to have like 13 or 14 cups a day. Sometimes I can do 12. Otherwise, I won't leave like it's terrible. I'm like, hey, I can't drink 14 cups. That's a lot. But the thing is, as I'm losing weight, I don't have to drink as much water.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
So
That makes sense.
calculate that because when I first calculated the 14, I was at 248 and I'm not at that. I'm 224 now. And my goal is 180. So I'm doing really good. And I've been doing
Yes.
8,000 steps. They recommend about 7,500 steps. I upped it to 8,000 because I noticed that my dog and I go for an hour walk and I could do 8,000 steps in a day. Sometimes I have to work
Cool.
at it. Most of the time I can do it because she likes to walk. And if it's nice, we just end up walking longer. Because when
Nice.
winter comes, that's going to be a little harder because it gets down to about -40 here. A lot.
Oof.
I
That's
know.
too cold.
That's even cold.
That's
for
right.
me.
You're Celsius.
Yeah, that's
Celsius.
I've lived here my whole life, and I tell you, -40. Like we know how to dress for that in Canada, but I tell you, that's too cold even for me. That will freeze your lungs. Like they recommend
Yeah.
not inside in that. Oh yeah. So we get those are the kind of warnings. It's really cold. Don't be outside unless you absolutely have to. Yeah, that's the weather report we get.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It really does. You guys are more up north and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
we're actually we're fairly high up there for north. Like we're in the upper northern. Like we're literally an hour away from the BC border. Is where we are. Like we're pretty
cool.
north. Not as north as my
Yeah.
brother who lives in the Yukon, but we're pretty north.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So with your healthy eating and your exercising and stuff like that, have you noticed a difference compared to how you were mentally to compared to now? Like, do you feel like you have more focus and more energy and stuff? Like, how do you feel? Do you know the difference?
Yes, I actually have a lot more energy. I do notice in the fall, though, I think I'm not the only one. A lot of people are like, oh, I get so tired in the fall because the weather's changing. So in the fall, I get pretty tired, but in the summer, I have like as much energy as I can have with a chronic illness, but I actually have a lot more. I was really bad for a number of years. I would actually nod off. So it got to the point where I couldn't drive long distances because I would
Yeah.
nod off. I would nod off right after lunch, and I eat salads with chicken for lunch and homemade salad dressing. So I'm like, I shouldn't be
Ooh.
nodding after lunch. It's not like I eat carbs or anything. So
Yeah.
I have noticed my energy levels a lot better. My focus during the day is better than in the evening. In the evening, because I work all day with people, I just find that I get more tired. So, but
Yeah.
like I have way more energy before. Like before, I would struggle to do those hour walks because I'd be like, I'm so
Yeah.
tired. But yeah, so we do them despite the pain and stuff. So just keep a positive outlook and just doing the exercises my doctor told me to do. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I have definitely noticed that, and especially being careful with what I'm eating. I find if I eat a lot of carbs or sugar, I get more tired. So if you're finding you're
Yeah.
really, really tired and you're getting 7-8 hours a night, look at what you're eating. Because that has a basics as well. And if it's really bad, go talk to your doctor. Because it could be something. I know. Well, it's hard if you're a parent because you're probably tired because you have small children.
I'm always tired. I also work late and stuff, so I'm just like, I'm always tired. So we're just gonna leave that alone right now.
I hear you.
I work till about 1. I work till about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then my kids are up at 6, and of course they're waking up. We co-sleep. So they're in the same room as I am. So I wake up a lot at night anyway because the kids wake up some. And then they are up at 6 o'clock every single morning, but I make them stay in the room till about 7. So I don't get a lot of sleep as it is. We make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be okay.
You'll be. Yeah, I get about probably 5.5 hours a night myself. Okay. Simply because of the back problem. But and then I get up at 5:30 So I often go to bed at midnight and I get up at 5:30. I go to work. And then I try to do my work on my businesses in the evening. So I only schedule my dog training clients. I only take 3 at a time because that's an hour. That's 3 hours a week if I have 3 clients.
Yeah.
So right now I have 1 client and he's more part-time, and he's more like he comes and he boards with me when his parents are out of town. So, but we do like, I might do a couple training sessions in a month, depending what they need. Like he's an adult dog now, so he doesn't need much. Sometimes I think it's more the owners need the reminder of what they're supposed to be working on. So I feel like I'm training them more than the dog. He's a smart little Shih Tzu.
Yeah. So with anyone with dogs, what would you suggest that they kind of do first to start trying to train them?
So what you want to, honestly, the very first thing to help build trust is focus. You want your dog to focus on you. So you are the most important thing. So if you're out in the field and there's a deer, you can call your dog off a deer. I can call my dog off a moose. 3 of them actually. And like if I had never trained her, she would have kept going to that moose, and it was a mama moose. And I was like, you get back here. And she just turned around, she came right back, and then we got out of there. Because that I was not, you don't mess with moose. If you're not from up north, do not mess with them ever, especially a mom one. That's like, yeah, you just don't do it. So that's a tip
Sounds
for
good
you.
to me.
Moose,
I'll admire
away.
from afar.
Yeah, get away. Far away. They're bears. Far
Yeah, really.
Well, that's where I live.
I will admire from afar. I will admire from afar.
Yeah. But yeah, so you want to work on focus. And so that is actually what my first lesson is going to be. So if you have a dog and you're struggling with your dog paying attention to you, once I have that kind of going, I'm just going to do like little sessions. Like it's not going to be a big course because you don't want to do too much at one time. You're just going to confuse yourself and your dog. So yeah, the first one is going to be focus. So basically lesson 1 is teaching your dog to focus, because that's how I taught my dog all the tricks. Because she knows to focus, she'll come lie down. When it's time to work, she'll stare at me until we do stuff.
Very cool.
And like I can take her to
really cool.
and everything, and the dog will focus on me. People can walk around her and she won't move. So focus is very, if you want to teach your dog to do anything, you need to teach your dog to listen to you first. It's the same with kids. You can't tell your kid to do nothing if you haven't taught them that when I talk, I need you to listen to me, right? It's the same thing with dogs, just like kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first thing.
My son loves to play like a puppy, so he's kind of like the same thing in a way, it feels like. I'm not meaning to be like a bad mom saying that or anything, but it's true. He literally comes up to me like he's pretending to be a puppy, and he like barks at me a little bit and stuff like that, and he's around. I'm like,
my nephew was like that too, because he spent a lot of time with my dog, so he would pretend to be a puppy. So I would train Green. He would do the same thing as her. It was the cutest thing.
Oh,
so
that
cute.
Sounds so sweet.
Yeah, so I would tell her to sit and he would do it, or speak and he would do it. It was so cute.
Yeah, it sounds sweet.
So
if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I just realized we have a few people watching and stuff, and wanted to make sure you guys get your answers, your questions answered. So but yeah. All right, sorry about that, Charlotte. I just had to say that real quick. So
oh no worries. So yeah, so that's the first thing, is you need to teach your dog to listen, because then when you teach your dog, you know, to come and stay and all those things, your dog's going to listen to you. So that's why that's the most important lesson. And most people don't teach that. I'm like, but how are you teaching your dog to listen to you if you don't get your dog's attention?
Yeah, makes sense. It really does.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching a lot of training videos, and they're always like teaching your dog how to sit or handshake and call and different stuff like that, but they don't teach the dog the fundamental of the importance of focus. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense.
Right? Like once you teach your dog to focus, you can do loose leash walking where your dog's not pulling you. You can teach your dog to sit. It's easy to teach your dog to sit. The easiest way is when your dog sits, just tell your dog, good sit. Give him a cookie when he's sitting. How about my dog? It's like
Right.
training doesn't have to be difficult. Most people think it's really hard and you have to spend hours a day doing it. Unless you have a husky. With a husky, you kind of do train a lot. But most dogs, I trained my dog 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. And then whenever we did stuff or whenever like daily life, I would sneak in training because she's a border collie. They're crazy.
There you go. No, my aunt had a border collie. I know how crazy they can be.
10. And I'm like, her energy level is still, everyone's like, how old is she? I'm like, she's going to be 10. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, she's a border collie.
There you go.
Mhm.
All right. So going back now to your wellness kind of, first off though, when is your course going to be launched for your dog training stuff?
That's the part I need to set a date. So let's just set a date. Let's go. It's October 21st. So
It
let's
is
go.
September. It's September 21st.
So let's go. Let's see. Well, because the first lesson is easy. I mean, I could like get my dog and teach you guys that in 15 minutes. So I don't know why it's taking me so long to figure it out.
Set a date. We're setting this date now. That way you can have it up and ready, and you can get some people interested in it faster. So
yeah. So, all right.
let's do this.
Go.
Set a date.
Let's go October 20th because the 21st is a Friday and most people do stuff. So let's go dog, like a little dog course. It's just going to be like a little mini course, probably like an hour, teach you guys how to do the things. Dog course launch. There we go. The 20th. Okay.
There we go.
Set up a
All
plan.
right, now you have a date set. I will help hold you accountable for that until you get it done.
Perfect. I just need to, like, I want to plan a few things that go with it as well. Like a few little games and stuff that you could use to work on the focus as well. There's like so much you can do. And that just helps the foundation for training.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool. So now we'll go back to your wellness kind of stuff. So what is some of your favorite products with your wellness? And are you able to tell us the names of these businesses? I know some affiliate and multi-level marketing businesses don't let you, but are you able to tell us?
Yes, there's actually a reason why. I'll tell you the reason why most companies don't like you to tell their names on social media.
Okay, tell us, because I've always been curious about this, and it's always annoyed me that I don't know the reason for some reason.
Well, so the reason is because what we do is called attraction marketing. So if I were just to go on social media on my post, and all I'm doing is just telling you the name of my product, buy this, buy that, this is this, this is this, you could go Google that and buy it off the website and not off the consultant. That's the main reason. And Facebook, Instagram, TikTok do not like social marketers. And they will try to down. So if I'm doing attraction marketing and I'm sharing, hey, I use this, I lost 24 pounds and 3 inches or whatever, you're going to be like, oh, what is that? You're going to send me a message. And then I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to tell, get your goals, figure out how to help you. And then I'm going to send you a video. And then if you're interested, I'm going to send you a link. And then you can go buy that. So I can tell you the name. So if you'd like to know more about these products, my link's in the bio there. You can reach out to me because many of us are probably maybe social marketers. So I do earn a commission. So the first one is Norwex. We have a lot of like clean living products. My favorite are the microfiber cloths because you can clean with the main cloth, the Enviro cloth, 99.9% of bacteria with just a cloth and water. So no harsh chemicals. I used to not be able to breathe because my asthma with chemicals. It was terrible. So
Yeah.
I have a lot healthier home now. I don't have any harsh chemicals. Because the sad thing about chemicals, believe it or not, is I've done a lot of research on this. There are hundreds of products that are not tested for human safety. And many of those can cause cancer. Yeah, it's very
yay. No, thank you. No, thank you.
well, exactly, right? Like, and it's sad. And it's in everything. It's in our skincare, it's in our they put like some chemicals in our food, and like it's terrible, the amount of stuff. And it's most of it is not even tested for human consumption or for human use. It's just not. Like if you wash your floor with like a harsh chemical, it takes 26 seconds for that to seep into your skin. You got little kids running around with her. Most people don't think of that. And that's my main thing is I had a nephew who was 2 and he was running over my floors. And I'm like, well, what am I using? Is this safe for him? And the answer was no. So I switched.
Really.
Yeah, so I switched. And now my house is, I mean, it's so safe, the kids can clean with it.
Nice. That's good. I'll be my son eventually.
Well, because you're not going to hand your kid, for example, a bottle of Windex that's got ammonia. You're not going to hand that to your kid. But I can hand a kid a microfiber cloth and a spray bottle with water and tell them to go clean something. And it's right. So that was my main thing. Because I have reptiles, I have to be really careful with what I use. So my second company, we have more than just supplements as well. We do have skincare and we have household cleaning products as well. And that is Modere. And I joined Modere mainly because I loved the community that my friend was in. That she was always talking about her team and the training that she was getting and the help she was getting. And she's doing incredibly well. And I was like, and I like their core values. So I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to try the supplements. And they're awesome. I have more energy. I'm losing weight. And I haven't lost weight in a really long time because of my bulging disc. I can't go exercise. I'm allowed to walk. And sometimes I'm not very fast, but that's what I can do. So yeah, so those are the companies that I have for my social marketing. And Modere isn't party-based, but Norwex is. And and you can earn like discounts and stuff as well and free products. So if you'd like more information about that, I mean, you can. Audrey's actually entered in for a chance to win a free bottle of our trim, which is my favorite product. It tastes like pudding. But it has collagen in it as well. So if my hair is like, believe it or not, I don't know if you can tell in this, I'm going to be 46 in 2 months.
Yeah.
Believe it. I know,
you
right?
You don't look that old. You don't look even close to that.
Because I take a really good liquid collagen.
So what does collagen do?
Collagen, a really good liquid collagen. Now, here's the thing about collagen. We all have collagen in our bodies. That's the glue that holds your ligaments together. So as you get older and the elasticity in your skin, right? That's why we get wrinkles, because our collagen breaking down. That's why we get aches and pains in our joints, because after age of, I believe it's 25, you lose 1% of your collagen as you age every year. So by the time you get to your 50s or 60s and you have all those aches and pains, it's because your collagen breaking down and your ligaments, they get weaker, right? So what a good liquid collagen does is it helps rebuild those connective tissues and helps firm up your skin as well. And it also helps it helps with the healthier skin, hair, and nails. My nails have never been stronger. I used to have really brittle nails, and yeah, like it's just crazy. And I have eczema really bad as well, and that's been way better since then. So yeah, so that's that's our liquid biocell. That's one of my favorite. Yeah, I have a friend who had arthritis really bad, and it decreased her discomfort a lot. And I found now, because I'm waiting for my next bottle and I haven't had it in a week, my knees are hurting again. And I was doing really good. I ran out. So, so now my knees hurt again because I have arthritis in my knee. So it just helps build your connective tissue. And the trim actually helps you. It's the 7 patented as well. It's they always know these things, and then I get on here and I'm like, why can't I remember what it is?
No.
So I know about it for like 8 months, but it's got HA matrix in it, as well as the collagen as well. So it actually shrinks your fat cells, inhibits fat storage. So since I started the trim, I'm not as hungry. Like, it's filling me up more, because before I would snack all the time and I always feel hungry. So it's been like, and the products I'm taking, it's like, okay, so I'm going to eat from this time to this time. And then before, I would just get faint, and I was eating every 4 or 5 hours. No wonder I wasn't losing weight, because my body couldn't absorb all the food, right? So that's like those are my 2 absolute favorite, are the trim and the BioCell. And I also take carb blockers, because I like occasionally to have cookies, gluten-free cookies. And I eat quinoa, which does have carbs in it. This actually has quite a bit, but I can't have gluten.
What is quinoa?
Oh, quinoa. Quinoa is, quinoa is, how to describe quinoa.
What? I've never heard of that. Is it like, I have no idea.
Okay, so you know what rice is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so quinoa is similar to rice. They grow it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they harvest it, and then you cook it, and then obviously I don't know a lot about quinoa, but I know it's gluten-free, and that was my main thing. A lot of gluten, and because gluten is really bad and bloating me, like a lot. Like if I had gluten, I really looked like I was 9 months pregnant, and my stomach was hard. Like, it's very
no, thank you. No, thank you.
Right? I know, for the moms who know what it's like. Yeah. So if you're finding you have a lot of bloating, it could be from food that you're eating as well. Just so you're, because that was my main thing. But so I take those as well, and I really like those. And I take a prebiotic, and that's helped my stomach bloat, because you need to have a healthy gut in order for your system to work properly. If you don't have a healthy gut, you may find that you're fatigued, you're getting nauseous, you're bloating. Like, it does, it does a lot. You need a healthy gut. So that's what the main stuff I've been taking. And I love it. I ran out, so I'm waiting for some to come, but I'm kind of missing taking my trim every day because I ran out.
Oh no. Yep, get those products back. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You got it. So what is since you've been running this for a while, what is some of your favorite important things that you've been learning from running a business?
So what I've been learning, especially if you're working a full-time job, is you need to decide what your must do tasks are daily, and you need to schedule them. Because I find when I don't schedule them, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to remember to respond to people who comment on my post today. That's what part of being a social media is. We talk to our people who like our posts. So if you forget to do that, well, then that's a potential lead that you may lose, right? So so schedule your post. I call it a daily method of operation. It's actually a term my friend uses. So that's your DMO. So basically, those are the tasks that you want to do daily. So for me, every morning I post to my social media. So I post my Facebook, my Instagram, And sometimes I have a reel, sometimes I do a reel later in the day. I post in my stories. So if you're not utilizing stories in your business, because they go away in 24 hours, you can talk about your business every day if you want, but don't drop names. So if you belong to a company, don't say, Tupperware has this. You can show your thing, your Tupperware thing, and be like, this is why I like it. And this is, this helped me do this. Or, it kept my fruit, fresher for a week or something, right? But don't drop names of your company, because like I said, people can go and Google that and buy it from someone else, and then you've lost that sale. Or what if they decided to join and they went and just signed up on the website? You now don't have that person, right? So that's the number one thing I learned, is don't drop the names of your company. If you're showing your company, like if you watch my reels and my videos, you never see a label. You don't see a label. I either put a piece of tape over it or hold it so you can't see it. There's a reason for that, because you want to create curiosity and to have people coming to you to be like, hey, what is that? Right? Yeah. Versus going off and Googling it themselves and getting the wrong information potentially, or just signing up and they're not under you. So that's a couple things. And I'm really bad for this. I love to learn. I've taken so many webinars. I've taken so many mini courses. I've taken so many, like I could probably create 10 courses just by what I learned in the last year. My problem is implementing things. Like I've been thinking of doing this dog training course for probably about 6 months now. And have I actually started it? No, because I'm overthinking it.
No, you're gonna have to, okay, so in our last Q&A, we had April Daisy come on and she was talking about colors. Apparently you need orange. Orange somewhere. Orange is one of those that supposedly takes action a little bit more, if I remember correctly. So I have to do the same thing. I got to put some orange somewhere more often. So.
Well, yeah. So that's my thing. And then sometimes there'll be too many at once, like too many different courses at the same time. And I'd be like, okay. So when something is $17, $18, $19, you tend to be like, oh yeah. So I'm just, okay, it's only $19. If you don't finish it and use it to help you with your business, that's $19 you just drew away. And that's my problem, is I spent a lot on courses and mini courses in the last year. So now I've stopped, but I get the lifetime access, so I can go back to it, because the first couple didn't. And I'm like, well, I didn't even finish because I got busy or, so that's my suggestion is, by all means, take a mini course. If you want to learn something that you feel you need in your business, like for example, you want to do a webinar. Well, take a mini course on how to do a webinar, but do the one webinar, take what you're learning and create your webinar.
Yeah. And that's or I'll pop in here a little bit. If you want to get a high ticket one for branding.
Yes, right.
You can always message me too, because I have one in the making. So.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things that I've learned as well, and I have taken several branding courses, is to brand yourself, because you're not selling your product. People buy from people they like and trust. So you brand yourself, and by being yourself, you need to be your authentic self and put out value, and then people will follow and like you, and then they'll buy from you. So I'm still to put that into play as well and focus more on a lot of value. So if you check out my Instagram or my TikTok, it's a lot of motivational. There'll be some tips in there. And I post these are the top 10 anti-inflammatory foods you should not eat. Stuff like that. Like that.
Exactly.
Healthy snacks, right? So replace those chips with, you can get veggie chips, actual dried avocado chips, and they're actually not as bad as you think. But yeah, some people don't like them, but there's things you can do to replace certain things And if you like sugar, substitute it with monk fruit. Monk fruit tastes just like sugar, but it's a natural occurring sugar, and it's healthier for you. And most Costco's will have it.
Okay. Sounds good. We have Costco's here in America.
Yes, I figured you did. I know you do because I watch a couple YouTube families and they're like, we're going to Costco today. I'm like, hey, you guys have a Costco too.
Yes.
Yeah, favorite
I
store.
have one about 30 minutes away from here. So
That's not bad. Mine's about 20 minutes from me.
okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. So is there anything else you want to add about your business?
I think. So it's more about finding balance, because every coach you ever talk to is going to tell you just to focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, I want to build multiple streams of income, because you want to have more than just one. Because most millionaires have at least 7.
Yeah.
So I'm building it like my Etsy shop and building my printables and my dog training. I just love helping people with their dogs, and I want to help more people, and helping them in person is very difficult right now with my back. So I figured that's why I'm going to do a dog course, because then I can help more people, and then I can share what I do with my dog. Because we don't just do training, we do enrichment, and we do, all kinds of fun things with my dog. So if it's a sport, we'd probably tried it at least once, just so I could be like, hey, let's go try this. My dog was in dog parkour for a while there. Doggy parkour is fun, actually. But yeah, so, and my craft businesses are actually, November is going to be a busy month for me. I don't have a website for them yet. I do have on Facebook, it's called Char's Creations. And that's actually where I post my crafting. I need to do more with that group. But yeah, that's where I have my stuff as well. And I'd like to do a how to do a dream catcher tutorial, probably on YouTube, because I have a lot of people ask me, how do you do that?
Yeah. It's kind of difficult to make in a way. It's not hard once you get it started, but the hardest parts are how for me was how to end it and how to get it actually started. And then getting it to make that perfect net part. I used to make dream catchers for jewelry, and I did decent with the netting, but I always like the end this word always terrible.
Yeah, it has to do with the tension as well, because if you pull too tight, you can actually break your web. So and depends on the material that you use as well. Some materials are just too slippery and it won't hold a web.
No.
Yeah, and I've actually had webs fall apart while I was working on it. Hours of, and I'm like, great. Because I do
not sound good.
And antlers are very slippery.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've got 2 craft shows so far in November. November is my busy. So I've got 2 craft shows up here in Alberta. And then I'm hoping to get a 3rd one. I'm on a wait list. So if someone cancels, she'll phone me. I'm the first one on the list. But I can't do a lot of those either, because I have a full-time job. So I got to do them on the weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for my businesses, working on my course. And because I want to do like a series of mini dog courses, because when I go to your home, I do 1 lesson at a time. So if I could take those and make them into mini, hour-long things, well, that gives you 6 lessons.
Yeah. Gives you 6 lessons, and you'll be able to reach more people doing it instead of teaching one-on-one.
Well, yeah, because I don't have like a garage or anything I could train out of. So I go to people's homes.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to drive. I don't like to drive in the winter. So come winter, like if I have a client, I'll go to them. But I have to go to people's homes.
Yeah.
So, and like I can't do very many at a time.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense. Makes sense. All right. It does not look like anyone else asked any other questions besides that one. So I guess you explained yourself really good.
Awesome.
That's awesome. All right. I think that's everything. And unless there's anything else you want to add in, I don't have any more questions for you tonight or anything. So
No, I think we covered it, and people can reach me through my link or send me a direct message. My name is Charlotte Ann Dzuba on Facebook. Now you have to look at the spelling because my last name's tricky. It's got a silent D.
And her link will be in the description afterwards. This is also going to be posted to YouTube. So for YouTube, the link will be down below. For here on Facebook, it'll be up in the link above and stuff like that. So just reach out to her. She's wonderful. She's been a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a little while now, and I absolutely love her. So thank you, Charlotte, so much for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.